So out of these three here, yellow candy, red candy apple, Texas sweet, if you could only plant one, which would it be?
I would plant yellow candy. The reason is because they are an intermediate day onion. That's also true of red candy. We live at about 38 degrees north latitude, and that puts us in a part of the world where intermediate day onions get bigger than either short day onions or long day onions. What that means is that an intermediate day onion will start to get bigger and bigger when the days are not real short anymore, like they are in the early spring, and they're not real long, like they are in the middle of the summer. So what that means is that these can grow pretty big, the plants can grow pretty big, and it's actually ideal if the plants can have 13 leaves before the bulbs start getting big. So if you plant these about the end of March, which is a good time to plant, then the roots will start taking nutrients from the soil, the tops will grow, they'll keep growing, and if you're lucky, they'll get 13 leaves pretty quickly. And then they can start getting big before it gets terribly hot. So that's why these can grow real big. I have grown these red candy apple, and for some reason, for me, they never got quite as big as the yellow candy. So I'm not sure how to explain that. Other people might have better luck with it. These actually keep for only 3 or 4 months. So they're not a real good storage onion, but they're pretty sweet, and they do keep for several months. So it's just a great onion.
So out of these three, which one did you say is the sweetest one?
This Texas sweet, I'm sure, is probably the sweetest one. One problem with it is that it won't keep very long. Most sweet onions don't keep very long. And this one happens to be a short day onion, which means that it will start bulbing up while the days are still very short. And that means, of course, that it hasn't had much time to grow a big top yet, to grow a lot of leaves. There's always one ring for each leaf. And so that's why you want lots of leaves, so that you have lots of rings, and then that makes a big onion. So these probably will never get real big, but they'll be really sweet. And if you just plan on eating these as sweet onions, why, then you'll probably get them used up. And you can save those others for other parts of how you use onions. Like, if you use onions in summer canning, for example, maybe you could use either of these, any of these. And so there's good reasons for doing different kinds, and any kind is good, but you should know how some kinds are better than others for certain things.
How long do these typically keep?
I'm gonna say 2 months, but I hadn't looked it up real recently. See, Texas, this name gives you a clue about which kind of day length it's best for.
So last on our list here is these red candy apple. What can you tell me about?
One really neat thing about red onions is that they have a different set of nutrients than these others. They have different phytochemicals, and the fact that it's red tells you that they have anthocyanins, and that provides some kinds of nutrients in your body that none of these others have. So it's nice to have red onions just for the nutrition. And these two are intermediate day onion. So if you're in the mood to experiment, you like some red onions, this might be a good one to try.
How long did it typically keep?
I think this is very similar to the yellow candy, like 3 or 4 months.